All right, jumping into the script today, we're going to be comparing SureFire and Olight flashlights. So in today's video, we'll be comparing two heavy hitters in the flashlight game, Olight versus SureFire. As you can see, I have some different models laid out here on the table that we'll be comparing and contrasting today. They're not exactly the same, and I am missing one of my SureFires, the EDC 1L-T, which is comparable mostly, I would say, to this Warrior Nano, but it's not here today. Someone's borrowing it, so we're just going to discuss it hypothetically, but the rest are here to show off. And what I've done is I put together this color-coded chart here, which I will show on screen. If you want to pause it or refer back to it. And basically what we're going to be discussing in the chart and throughout this video is the performance, battery type, and use case of these lights. We'll go category by category: everyday carry lights, compact, tactical, and throwers, breaking down the advantages of each model. So let's dive into it. Here at the top, we're starting with classic EDC lights. The Olight S2 baton uses a 18650 battery, and this was actually the original Olight that I ever got. I actually found it on the floor at my job, and it got me into Olight. So it's a special one to me, although it is old and not being sold anymore. It can also run on a CR123 or two of them batteries, which is great. It pumps out 950 lumens, has a throw of 444 feet, and costs just $50. And with all the prices today, they're just approximate MSRPs, especially with the Olights. They go on sale all the time. You could usually find a good deal. And if you do go there and you happen to contact their customer support, please tell them that I sent you, because I'm trying to build the channel out. I do not have any affiliate links yet. I'm just happy to get people into the EDC or flashlight community. But just know what the pricing is. Basically just the MSRP listed on their websites for comparison's sake, why the prices will fluctuate. So moving to the next light, it says another older light. This was my first SureFire light, actually. This is the SureFire Z2 Combat Light. It does run on two CR123A batteries and puts out about 1200 lumens with this upgraded LED that I dropped into it. This light is actually rather collectible because you can do a lot with the LED replacements. So this light goes for approximately $180 on eBay, but it's hard to put a price on it because it's an older light. It does have a throw of 656 feet approximately, because this does have a new LED in it. But it's a great light and does compare. I wanted to talk about those two next to each other because it really shows, how long I've been collecting for and the passion that I have about these lights. So moving on to the S2 baton, which is better for the value size, or recapping, I'm sorry. With the S2 baton, which is this one, it is better for value and size, as well as ease of use with its easy side switch right here, which is a preference, to be honest, because this has the tail switch, which is more tactical. So it has a magnetic charging base, which I really like about the Olights. You just slap it onto the base of any of them and it will charge, which is great, although it is a proprietary cord, which some people like or don't like. I personally really enjoy it because I have so many of them at this point. They're just easy to slap on and know that it's charged. But in general, if you want multiple outputs, the magnetic charging, and something that's a little bit easier to fit in the pocket, in this category of comparing these two lights, the Olight does stand out. And the Z2 Combat Light from SureFire is a little chunkier and doesn't have as many modern charging features. It's definitely a tank and thrives in high abuse environments. If you want a solid light for everyday use, then an Olight in this category may be an excellent option. But if you're looking for something that you can drop, drag, or slam into a wall and still trust that it's going to work, then the Z2 SureFire, or SureFires in general, are probably going to serve you slightly better. Moving on to the second group today, the pink group right here, we'll be comparing and contrasting some more lights. The Olight S2R Baton 2 runs on an 18650 battery, which is this light right here, outputs 1150 lumens, and has a max throw of 1443 feet. Great little light, again has the magnetic base, and comes in about $63. This is the successor to the light next to it right here, and is definitely a nice upgrade. All right, moving on to the next light, we have the baby brother of that one, the Olight Baton 3, which is even smaller, runs on a custom 16 340 cell battery, which gives you a max output of an astonishing 1200 lumens for a light this small, although its run duration is only a minute or two. With a throw of 545 feet, it only costs about $65 with its MSRP. Great little light. I actually think I own like 6 or 7 of those because they come in bundles a lot with other Olights, and they're great little light to have to stick onto things, and I really enjoy it a lot. Moving on to the SureFire in this category that we're going to be discussing. This is the SureFire Stiletto. They do make a Stiletto Pro and a Stiletto Pro 2, but this is just the basic original version. Nice little light. It's made of like a hard PVC plastic with an excellent clip. It has a built-in rechargeable battery, puts out 650 lumens, and throws about 255 feet, costing approximately $120, give or take, depending where you get it. Between these lights, the Olight clearly wins on brightness, no doubt about it, and throw for the price. The Baton 3 is half the size of the Stiletto and nearly doubles its output. Again, that compared to that, pretty impressive, although the duration of the runtime is longer on the SureFire. One thing I'd like to warn people about too is that while SureFire lumen specs are generally lower, when comparing them in real life use situations, I would say that the SureFire lights generally outperform what the specs say they are, where Olights kind of fall about exactly where they are listed. If you take 1,000 lumen Olight, say, and a 600 lumen SureFire, I think in most situations you'd be pretty hard pressed to see the difference. But it depends. There's a lot of factors that go into it, like candela, the environment, other things, but just something to keep in mind that lumens isn't everything. It's actually often used as like a marketing tool to get people to try and buy the highest output light when it's important, but there's other factors involved that are also important to consider. So, where the Stiletto wins is its carry interface. It's flat and sits flush in your pocket, which is nice. It does have the reprogrammable tail switch, which does offer instant high, or if you tap it continuously, it does offer strobe, which is nice, and it is reprogrammable, which is excellent option to have. Olights are great for flashlight nerds who want power and features, where the Stiletto is better for a non-flashlight person in general who wants something simple, durable, and with little fuss, but might want multiple output modes, which this light does allow for with this side button, which is nice because a lot of SureFires usually only have a high or low or one mode like this one, where the Olights generally have multiple output levels. One thing that's nice that all these Olights have, I believe, is what's called moonlight mode. If you press and hold the button from the off position, it will turn on the light to 1 lumen, and I believe this runs for like a month or something like that, an incredibly long period of time, and all the lights do that. And it's something that SureFire doesn't do, which I actually find very useful, and I do use all the time, even if it's just a little night light or whatever. That moonlight mode is really great, especially if you don't want to hurt your night vision at night or just want something dimmer, and that's just a big advantage that I want to say about all the Olights across the board. The only one I think that doesn't have it is the Warrior X Pro and the Javelot Pro, but mostly they do have that feature, and that is a big advantage, especially for someone who just wants an everyday light for use around the house. All right, moving on to the next group, the green group, low profile tactical lights. The Olight Warrior Nano is a single 18350 battery and outputs 1200 lumens. And I'm not 100% sure, but you might be able to put a sleeve around a CR123 battery and run it with this one as well. I know you can do that with the turbo, but I'm not 100%, but it might be possible. So unfortunately, the SureFire that I wanted to compare this to, I'm missing today. It is the EDC 1L-T, very similar in size, and does have that push through tail switch as well. This one has a half push for medium and a whole push for turbo. And the SureFire works pretty similarly. Unfortunately, I don't have it here on the table, but the Nano does have 1200 lumens of output. It has a 443 feet of throw, and it comes in for approximately $75. But again, you can find them on sale all the time. All right, moving to the next light, it's the ArcFeld Pro from Olight. This one is pretty cool. It's like a multi-tool in your pocket in a lot of ways. With this ArcFeld Pro, it does have a flat body, an integral battery that cannot be removed, a max output of 1300 lumens, and a throw of 335 feet. Comes in for about $100, and they do make other versions of this light, one where the head folds down, one where it's a little bit brighter, made of this new aluminum. They call OAL aluminum. So there's a lot of different versions of this, and that's something in general I wanted to mention about the Olights, is that they come in lots of different colors, different versions, different specs, different varieties that you don't really get with the SureFires as much. So if you're a collector and you want to have some variety or want to have more options to pick from, that's another area where Olight does really shine in as well, and something I definitely want to point out to people who might be considering either or. This also does include a green laser, which is nice, and UV light, which is also nice. So again, more of like a little multi-tool with that multi-directional switch right there, or a rotary switch. I don't know what you'd call that, but excellent light, really cool. Does compare somewhat to the stiletto as well, because it does have that flat design. Moving on, I don't have this light here, as I mentioned, but the SureFire EDC L1-T, which stands for Everyday Carry Light, 1 battery, turbo. It runs on a single CR123 battery, has a maximum output of 500 lumens, a throw of 574 feet, and a cost of approximately $179. And I just recently got that light. I'm sorry it's not here to show you. It's approximately the same size as this one, maybe like an inch shorter than this one. It does have a push-through switch where if you half push it, it's low, and if you full push it, it is high, and then you screw it down for permanent on, which is really great. Kind of similar to the Tactician right here, but I really like that light a lot, and it's a shame it's not here, so I highly recommend you checking it out. If you like this light from Olight, then I would recommend that you take a look at that one from SureFire as well. So moving on to the Tactician. The Tactician, which is right here, the E2T Max Vision Tactician, or MV Tactician, runs on 2 CR123A batteries and does have a maximum output of 800 lumens, a throw of 377 feet, and sells for approximately $170. Now, this light does have what's called a max vision beam. I don't know if you could tell with it being so close, but it basically has a wide, even beam that looks pretty much the same brightness throughout, instead of having a dedicated hotspot, even though you can see one right here. The beam is more even and spread out, which is great if you want a nice wide even beam for up close use. The UI on this one is different. You do have the momentary by just tapping, or if you want to keep it on, you twist that to keep it on permanently, and then to adjust between the high and low, you actually screw the head loose or tight to adjust between the high and low mode. So definitely a different UI. For tactical purposes, if you just want an instant turbo, know it's going to work every time and not have to worry about it staying on when you're moving or trying to act tactically, it's a great option. This category really shows the most contrast so far, I would say. Olight gives you more lumens and modern features like USB-C charging, multiple modes, auxiliary beams, like in the ArcField Pro in particular, with its multiple modes like the laser and UV light. SureFire wins on beam tightness and throw more, with higher candela and longer distance visibility despite fewer lumens. It's a purist tactical light, 1 or 2 modes, instant output, no frills. If you want power, color options, and techie features, go with the Olight. If you're looking for something clean, bulletproof, then the simplicity of a SureFire might be the way to go. All right, moving on to the final category today. This is the yellow category right here on the chart. First in this one, we're going to look at the Olight Warrior X Pro, this blue one right here. Great tactical fighting light, a really nice aggressive bezel, which I really like a lot. It does just have 2 modes with the tail cap, medium and high. That is it. It does have a 21700 battery in it. Has a maximum output of 2,250 lumens, a throw of 1,968 feet, and MSRP approximately $129. Now, its cousin and one of my favorite lights for a tactical use from Olight in general, because it fits a little bit nicer in the pocket and has more modes for everyday use, is the Warrior 3S. I actually own a few of these, but it has a maximum output of 2,300 lumens. It has a throw of 984 feet, and it costs about $119. And they actually just came out with an Ultra version. I think it's called the Warrior Ultra. That's an updated version of this light with some new features, a new higher grade aluminum, and a couple other little things that are pretty nice. It does have the battery light indicator and the mode level indicator right there next to the button, which some of these Olights have, which is a really, really nice feature. Again, those technical frills that you're missing in a SureFire. I don't think any of the SureFires have a battery indicator besides maybe the stiletto. And most of the Olights have some sort of system. If they don't have the battery system with the multiple dots on each side, which is their newer configuration, then they at least have the button like this one, which you can see lights up with either green, yellow, red, or flashing red to show you how much battery life you have left. But yeah, this is a thrower, you know, mostly. It does have a maximum throw, I believe I already stated, but just to be sure, of 1,968 feet. So it's really reaching out there far. Where this other one, while it doesn't go quite as far, a little under 1,000 feet, it has a nice wide, even beam that I really like a lot, and I think is great for everyday use. And something I definitely highly recommend. Definitely one of my favorite lights from Olight. Definitely one of my favorite tactical lights in general. Highly recommend it to anybody. So that's definitely a great one to consider. And again, that's the Warrior 3S, and they just came out with the Warrior Ultra recently as well. All right, moving on to the next light. Now the ultimate, oh, I'm sorry, one before that. This is the baby thrower that recently came out from Olight about 6 months ago. It's part of the Baton series, not like that red one, but like this one right here. It is a little thrower version of that. It's nice. Again, it has the LED light showing the battery level and the mode you're currently on, the magnetic base for charging and mounting places. And this light right here, it does have a maximum lumen output of 1,000. This is still filming. I just lost this camera, so maybe reposition. I might have to cut some stuff together to get this to work. Sorry about this kind of being a little messy here at the end, but I just wanted to give my opinions, and I kind of extended myself over the time I originally allotted. So moving on, then we have the ultimate thrower right here. This is the Javelot Pro. This thing is an absolute beast. It does have a handle that is fused with two 18650 batteries that are stuck together in this handle right here that unscrews. It is a beast of a light when it comes to throw. Absolutely the longest throwing light that I have ever owned. It is excellent. It really impresses people, and if I have one flashlight to show off to people who have never seen a high-end flashlight before, that's probably the one I'm going to grab, just because it looks like a lightsaber at night. But it does have a max throw of over 3,445 feet and comes in for about 200 bucks. I mean, damn, that is a really, really long reach. All right, moving on, because this video is already getting long. The SureFire IntelliBeam right here, this is the Fury model. This is a really cool light because it has a intelligent beam that automatically dims for when you get in front of things, and does have a maximum output of 1,500 lumens at a distance, but again, auto dims. At the request of the U.S. military, SureFire made this light for when people were clearing houses. They could more easily go around a corner, and if there was a door or a wall in front of them, the light wouldn't blind the operator. It would automatically dim while allowing them to continue moving or having to finish or mess around with a button, which is a great light. That one does run on an 18650 battery, has 1,500 lumens, a max throw of 1,033 feet, and comes in a little under $300. Moving on to another SureFire right here. This is the SureFire EDC 1-DFT Turbo. What that stands for is everyday carry, one battery, dual fuel, meaning it takes multiple types of batteries, turbo, which is kind of redundant, I know, but I didn't come up with a name, so don't take it out on me. So that light is a beast of a thrower. It has a maximum output of 650 lumens, I'm sorry, but it has a throw of over 2,000 feet, approximately 2,021 feet to be exact, and MSRP coming in around 260, 270 approximately. Again, these prices will vary. I just try to pull the prices off their websites for an even comparison, but they may be different at the time of viewing. All right, so to summarize this category, the Olights are unmatched in lumen output and overall beam distance, especially the Javelot Pro. It's an absolute beast of a searchlight that can carry light over 3,400 feet, penetrating through photonic barriers in the air like they're nothing. The Baton Turbo, this little one right here, is also a great tiny little thrower. It reaches over 1,600 feet and is a beast for its size. The Fury IntelliBeam right here from SureFire offers a really unique feature of the auto dimming when you get too close to a surface, which is great for tactical use. If you're moving around doors and corners and you don't want to blind yourself with your own flashlight, that is excellent. And you can just click through it twice to have it permanently on 1,500 lumens if you don't want it to dim, but that is a great option right there. And it's just a beast of a light. Which is cool and innovative from SureFire, where they're winning out in the technology sector, at least with the IntelliBeam right there with the auto dimming, showing that SureFire does innovate with technology. It's just not their primary thing that they focus on. Now the EDC 1-DFT, this other SureFire right here, which I got recently and is one of my favorite little throwers. For its size, it is the ultimate thrower. If you want something with a deep focused beam and you want something that'll reach out, then the SureFires, they deliver. They have great quality and they will not let you down. Bottom line is that Olight wins on sure power and modern design, where SureFire leads in precision, dependability, and a more controlled beam. So where are we taking this all? Let's wrap this up, finish up this long video, which went longer than I expected. I just had to give my 2 cents, so I appreciate you watching. I kind of went off script and just talked a little bit, but you know, I have a lot of experience with flashlights. I've been collecting them for almost 20 years, and these are my 2 favorite brands in the flashlight community: SureFire for quality, Olight for innovation. So let's just give a summary of it all, and then I'll get you out of here. Olight delivers more lumens, better throw, and modern features like magnetic charging, USB-C, customizable output levels, and a more compact size. Their lights are sleek, more affordable, and often come in limited edition colors, bundles, and styles. They are excellent value for the money. They have great innovation. They make ideal lights for EDC enthusiasts, hikers, and people who want maximum performance for their dollar. SureFire, on the other hand, is built for professionals. Their lights are built for law enforcement, the military, who do use their lights. They are bomb-proof, incredibly reliable, and engineered to function in an emergency situation with simple, basic UIs that always work, which is always a plus in a high-stress situation. If you're a gear collector, value output, technology, and love experimenting, then I highly recommend you go with Olight. If you're betting your life on something, then I highly recommend that you spend the extra money and you go with a SureFire. Ultimately, the best flashlight is the one that you actually carry, the one that suits your needs, and the one that you'll use and enjoy. So if you got the money, I would recommend buying one from each at least. But I think everyone should own at least one Olight because they're relatively affordable and they're great to have with a lot of different options and styles. But I personally think that light is also your best defensive tool. In many situations, I would prefer a flashlight to a knife or even a gun, depending on the situation. If you learn to use light tactically, it is really a great self-defense tool. Plus, it's just useful. I use my flashlight all the time. You drop something underneath the seat or whatever, but Olights are fine for that as well. If you want something that's kind of a middle ground, this is the one I might recommend, the Warrior 3S from Olight. Great tactical light, really great output, a lot going on. If you want like an everyday light, this is probably not a great option because it's so focused of a beam from SureFire, but this Tactician right here is a great one. Or if I had to just pick one to recommend to everybody, you know, whether they're looking for something tactical, whatever, if I just had to pick one light to recommend to everyone, it would be this one right here from Olight. This is the Olight Warrior Nano. It has the side switch right here with the battery indicator. It's got some knurling for a little bit of defense if you need it. It's got the magnetic tail cap with the 2-stage for medium and high. And it's just a great little light that I really enjoy because you can use it tactically or with EDC, and you can often find them on sale for under $50 if you wait for a flash sale from Olight. So that's really all I have for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and let me know if you would like more of this in the future. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.